Hi everyone, welcome to Mala's Verse. Welcome if you're new here, welcome if you have been here before. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video, and we are going to dive into the lessons that you have learned from your relationship with your mother. So it can be an intense reading. If you're not feeling up to it, if you're feeling a little sensitive, or you want some light reading, probably this is not the time to watch this one, because we all know we have a lot of energies attached to these subjects, and there could be resistance that could show up and make you feel a bit annoyed and not ready to receive any messages. So if you feel that you require some warm cozy night in, maybe today is not the time to watch this reading. And for those of you who are open to the energy and are willing to receive, you're more than welcome to join the reading today itself, or definitely for all of you, the reading is available at any time in the future. And as usual, we have three piles to choose from. The first pile is the medallion with 59. The second pile is the one with the number 30. And the third pile is 24 with the sustainer with the number 24. So take a few deep breaths with me here, breathing out through your mouth. Letting your awareness guide you to whichever pile you are drawn to. And I will see you in your reading. Hi, pile number one. If you chose the medallion, this is your reading. So the cards here represent the characteristics of your mom or whoever you do see in that light, a mother figure, and the cards here represent the lesson that you have learned. The medallion here is representing the relationship dynamics between the two of you. So, with the Seven of Swords and the Seven of Wands as the characteristics of this person, 7 or 16 could be their birth date, or even 25. They could be born in the month of July, and June is another energy I'm getting. But we do have 10 of Swords at the bottom of the deck, with beneath which we have the Five of Swords, Five of Pentacles. Yeah, this pile seems to be pretty intense. I do feel like growing up, you must have had an absent father figure, or a father figure who was not there, because or their role was minimal. It could be any number of ways where a father is not present physically or even mentally and emotionally. And your mother's energy or the characteristics of this person is, outwardly they must have looked to, like, other people must have seen them as someone who had a lot of valor, a lot of courage, standing up to people, especially I think standing up to a lot of stereotypes, or standing up to defensive masculine energy majorly. But with the Seven of Swords, what I'm receiving is that they certainly had a manipulative edge to them, not a very kind behavior in their internal world, which I do perceive must have reflected in your relationship with this person. And there's a lot of tightness, or contracted energy is what I feel. It's not a very expanded energy. So there must have been frugality, but frugality that did not serve as such, because that was a response of this person's defense mechanism. And by frugality, I mean not just in finances, but in their energy, and then in their own resources as well, in the sense that they might have been very restrictive about supporting you in certain ways and not providing the necessary resources for you to thrive. Whereas to others, this must have seemed like, oh, okay, this person is taking care of the family and saving the family, right? Because they don't know the entirety of the situation, so to speak. And with the medallion here, I perceive if this person set a certain standard for you to follow, a certain tradition for you to follow. Maybe you were given a family heirloom or something like that, or an amulet. Or if that is not the case, there's certainly that energy of, something, there's a certain set of rules or a way that the family should be projected into the world, like the image of the family. So this could be, the set of beliefs that you had with which you lived. If you were a person who was very eccentric, very creative, etc., I perceive that it must have been curbed or suppressed by this person in some way, shape, or form, most likely mentally more than anything else, with their words. And there was a certain way of being that they wanted you to follow, is what I'm receiving, or to follow how the family has been, the rules that this person had set for the entire family, especially emotionally, the things that you believed in, or the things that you were made to see, are the only possibilities in life, basically. Like, there's this just one way of living. Only there could have been also, a preference for, because so many masculine energies are here. Basically, the two energies that mostly are present in nature, in terms of masculine and feminine energy. This person could have been someone who was more inclined towards the masculine energy in their child, preferred basically a boy child to a girl child. That kind of energy could have been present as well. With the Fool, the Death, and the Six of Cups and Two of Cups, it's just that my energy is, I'm again going to this Seven of Swords, even though I have to read this, but it's so, the energy that is, coming through is very strong. So only apply it to your situation if it is true. It's a very cunning energy with this person. So, this person could have played tricks on you as well to protect themselves. The self preservation energy is very strong, and in terms of self preservation, that doesn't care for anybody else, even if it is their children. So yeah, that's an intense energy. So trigger warning for that, or if anything that brings up. But certainly that is the energy that's showing up. There is this. I wonder if this person also painted themselves as a victim to be seen as someone who's been thriving through their victimhood, by slaying all these demons, being in the sad, traumatic drama energy. That's why I was saying only if it applies, only then apply to your situation. But, showing to people that they are a victim of their circumstances and they're still showing up, so they're courageous for that. Whereas a lot of it does feel like it was manipulative in nature with the Seven of Swords. And this could be very well because of the kind of competitive, exhausting, backstabbing energies they must have experienced in their own life. Whereas I do perceive that some of it could have been their own energy of competing with people, and so, not succeeding and experiencing unkind, I'm getting the word ugly, friendships as well, which must have rendered them to become a person like this or adapt to such ways of being or thinking. Now, looking at the cards here, for many of you, I do perceive the energy that this person has passed on. And because we have death, but we have the Six of Cups too, so that also, amplifies that energy. But these two cards anyway do signify the zodiac of Scorpio quite strongly. And we have two of cups too. So with the fool, I do see the Aquarius energy as well, and maybe for some of you, Gemini, Virgo too. Anyway, moving forward, the lesson that you have learned is to break free, basically, and break free from, even though this is such a soft energy, the Six of Cups, and it's interestingly enough not the mother but grandmother and a grandchild. So maybe some of you developed or had more support from your grandmom or a grandparent compared to your mother. Or you felt that their spirit was always with you. But the lesson you have learned is to definitely end the cycle of recklessly living life where you are not bothered about how your ways are affecting others, essentially. So you've become more kinder. You have learned to be caring of others. You have learned to see from a perspective of we and not just me. So your energy is expanded in that sense that you care for others. Because if you look at the cards here, it's just one person. Here also, it's just one person, but from here, then the death card and the Six of Cups and Two of Cups, it's two people, and both the cards are representing different types of people. Even though two of Cups is about romance, but what I'm receiving is that be it romance, be it friendships, you've learned to be there for others, because that is exactly what you did not receive, which is friendship, companionship, support from this connection. More than anything, I do perceive that there is more burden that you received of carrying on what is, set forth as a path by this person, rather than being someone who's supporting, nourishing, nurturing you, the energy of a mother. So this is quite an intense pilot. Well, we are doing an intense subject as well. I do perceive that this has certainly amplified your psychic gifts, your intuition as well. You must be, some of you, if you do recognize that, you probably are very good at receiving dreams from your ancestors, and I do perceive some of you must be receiving prophetic dreams. And mediumship is coming on quite strongly here as well as an energy for some of you. I wonder if through this, scenario, you had to learn to cook food for yourself as well. So, nourishing yourself physically and emotionally both, but certainly learning how to cook is one other strong energy that's coming through. And you're learning to admire people for who they are. I feel like you're also learning to soothe your wounds around masculine energy, because of course, it's generational, or even DNA is passed on clearly. So it is present in our body, in our energy, in some way, shape, or form. So even if you didn't have an issue with the masculine energy, but you're learning to embrace the divine masculine energy more, be in allowance of the divine masculine energy more, rather than being this fearsome person who sees that energy as always aggressive or always competitive because of whatever happened. You certainly become softer, and mostly the major energy here is that you've learned to care for others. And this is not like at the cost of yourself, it's that you have learned to embrace everyone in your environment and nurture them, and you find value in it. That is the thing. With the Knight of Wands, yeah, the Devil card. Whew. I feel like this is an aggressive energetic cord that you have worked through to cut and release yourself from. So it must not have been an easy ride for sure. I perceive a lot of energy of arguments, bickering, and I mean, as an energy dynamics between the relationship. I also perceive that maybe you could have got to learn about this person going behind your back. May not be true for everyone, but as I said, only take what resonates. And you must have become aware of it, so you are very determined that you have to burn this bridge because it's not creating greater. Wow, quite an intense energy. File number one. So let's go ahead and take one card from this deck, which is an angel guidance for you at this point, and especially for this energy, for this lesson. So we have angelic protection, and at the bottom we have holy love. Yeah, in any way, shape, or form, if you feel that because of whatever transpire here, if there is a fear of being not protected, and I feel like this is more like spiritual protection more than physical protection, this card is just here to confirm that you are protected, and quite fiercely so. Because even though the color of the angel or the person being depicted here, and the color of their attire is more purple blue, the wings are fiery, so orange and yellow, so it's a combination of protection in terms of psychic protection, and as well as regenerative protection is what I'm getting. Fire is a regenerative transformative energy, so you're certainly protected. And with the death card here, do you see the similarity in the purples? So I do perceive that psychic protection and protection from the spirit realm, from your ancestors, is extremely strong. So don't worry about that. I do perceive that some of you, your ancestors that you may not have connected with in a long time, or you have not connected with at all, are maybe trying to reach out to you, especially to heal more around this wound. So if you are drawn to, you're more than welcome to connect with them, or just in general, certainly know that you can connect with archangels, whoever you perceive that is protecting you and caring for you, or the creator, whoever it is. There's definitely an energy to connect with that energy more. So whatever floats your boat. But yeah, pile number one, that is all that I have for you. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. I hope that this was helpful in some way, shape, or form. Do share your thoughts in the comment section below. Do share, subscribe, and like the video, as it helps the channel to grow. Thank you so much. Bye bye. I hope to see you in future readings. Hi, pile number two. If you choose the one, this is your reading. The cards on either side of this card represent the characteristics of your mother or a mother like figure, and these cards represent the lesson that you have learned. The one represents the dynamics between the two of you. Uh, the first thing that I do want to share is not for more than 20% of the people who tune into this reading. 20% is the max. This person might have passed on, but for most of you, they are very much alive, is what I am receiving. With the Ten of Wands and Page of Cups representing their characteristics, the main thing that comes for this I feel a lot of naive, innocent energy coming through from this person. They may not be necessarily naive, but someone who is very simple, very simplistic in their life. Of course, there could be a probability that your mother comes from the background of, basically having deep roots in their homeland, in their hometown. They must have worked because the image does seem literal for a lot of people here. So they must have done a lot of household work, or in fact, even farming and stuff like that. And with the Page of Cups, it's such a cute, fun energy. I feel like this person certainly has been quite funny, very, even beneath the Nine of Swords, we have the Magician card. So, you know how sometimes parents do funny tricks with, your basically with you perform certain tricks. Yeah, that's the word that I was looking for. Performing certain tricks, performing certain acts to be playful with you, maybe even dress up with you and play with you. That's the energy that I'm receiving. If they didn't do it, but they were certainly someone who was quite a creative person for sure, and very creative in looking at life as well. Because if you look at the Nine of Swords here, it is such an interesting representation, because generally the Nine of Swords is very exhausting and energy, and this person is waking up nonchalantly. They have no issues about whatever is bothering them or whatever is going on in the world. So that's what, they made light of every situation. Even if they had to do a lot of hard work, they were okay with it. It doesn't seem like this was a person who complained a lot, to be honest. They found joy in the littlest of things, and I perceive that permeated in your connection as well. um I wonder if some of you have read the book The God of Small Things. I hope that I'm saying the title correctly. It's by Arundhati Roy. And that's the end. I have not read the book, but that's the phrase that is coming to my mind, and also the energy, which is appreciation for the littlest of things, and not backing down or not giving up because of turmoil or exhaustion that exists in life, because it's just part and parcel of this thing that we call life, right? And I perceive that they must have inspired you to, it's not just you know and I perceive that you two together must have had experiences where they were very awe-inspiring, miraculous experiences that you cannot put into words. Very celestial experiences that made you one, the one, made you one with each other. It felt like you were very deeply connected. This could be simply experiencing, maybe even experiencing supernatural things, or it could be as simple as night sky gazing and stargazing, essentially. And looking at a meteor shower together, or looking at dolphins in the ocean together. Very simple, joyous things like that. Maybe you were just looking at a vast field and the wind blowing through the grass, or the feel, the serenity, the softness in that energy, and the awareness that comes in at that point as to our about our magical existence, about this universe, about the beauty within all that is within life, and how in the simplest of things there is such an abundance of magic. That is the energy that I'm getting here. Very inspiring energy of your mom. Like, even if they were not educated, is certainly quite intelligent, especially intelligent in terms of handling the harsh things or challenges in life, not giving into the distractor that fear is, or the distraction that fear is. And with the Seven of Wands, Ace of Cups, Ten of Swords, and the Two of Swords representing your energy, or as to what you have learned, pile number two, you have learned to happily stand up for yourself. Like, you don't mind putting your foot down when you know it is, the right thing to do. You are not judging yourself for it. And in fact, you are it's like, isn't this the obvious answer? Isn't this the obvious right thing to do? That is the mindset I am getting. And it's coming from a place of love with the Ace of Cups. It's not at all aggressive. It's coming from divine love. There's a lot about, I did I mention water? Maybe not, but definitely that flowy energy of water, the refreshing flowing energy. It's not still waters, it's not that calmness, but the refreshing energy, and that peppy energy does reflect here in your mother or a mother figure energy here. Like, someone who is excited to share fun things and do creative and fun things in life with the people around them. And that is the inspiring, factor, or even the ground reality that powers this standing up for yourself sort of energy. I wonder if I put that correctly. Essentially, your energy or your capacity to stand up for what is right, for what is true for you, even regardless of whatever everyone says, whatever tantrums they throw, or how aggressive their words are, even if they are abusing. You don't pay heed to that at all. You have learned, I would say, yeah, like that is the lesson that you have learned, to not make other people's aggressive behavior as an identity of yours. And it comes from a place of love. It comes from a very divine place for sure. And with the Ten of Swords and Two of Swords, it's interesting. Like such, Ten of Swords is a very exhausting and betrayal sort of an energy. But even then, it's like fine. I mean, I'm putting it in the most subtle words, most subtle energy, essentially. Like, fine, people betrayed me. This is what happened, etc., etc., and this is what transpired. But you would, with the Two of Swords and the representation that we have here, is that you will take your time, you will take that step back, you will sit and see, wait for the waters to calm down, wait for the situation to calm down, and reflect what choice to make next, what will be your next move. And it's not at all coming from a space of aggression. And I feel like this is a parallel from this energy of Nine of Swords of your mother, wherein this person also was not that, perturbed by whatever chaos life brought to their life. Oh wow, life brought to their life, isn't that interesting? Or the universe brought in as a lesson, or whatever may be the reason, like external factors, however bad they were or however intensely they were affecting this person's life, they had a very playful attitude towards it. And that's made you look at it has made you build up that resilience to not take action out of, emotional overwhelm or mental agony, uh, after an event has transpired, which is most likely an event that, did not create greater or caused a lot of chaos. But it has given you the strength. I mean, this relationship and the lessons from it has given you the strength to sit down, no matter how harsh the situation seems, to take that breather, to take that pause and look at the situation from a calmer perspective. Even with the Six of Pentacles, it is interesting that we had this kind of a representation, because Six of Pentacles usually has a very different representation, and it certainly looks like it's a lesson you've learned from your mother or a mother like figure. This could even be an elder sister, is what I'm getting. Someone who took care of you for sure, nourished you so much, especially. And if it's, an elder sister, this is someone who took the brunt of the family for you so that you could pursue what you wanted to pursue. And this could very well be applied to your mother as well. But I did feel that elder sister energy, so I wanted to share that. But with the Six of Pentacles, it is again a little bit about breadcrumbing as well, but also balancing energy. But that's the energy that I'm receiving, this latter one, which is a balanced energy here. Even after going through such a chaotic, destructive rather, and betrayal sort of an energy, you still have the bandwidth mentally, and the resilience to look at the situation from a calmer perspective by taking a breather. Wow, your mental fortitude is A plus, basically. File number two. And how does it get any better than that? It's wonderful energy. And all of this is certainly coming from, it's very divine. It's, you know, I'm not say I haven't said it, but it does feel like it's directly coming from spirit. It's very divine, very love based for sure, and unconditional love for sure. So now I'm going to pull one last card as an angel guidance for this lesson or for this connection, whatever comes through. Healing energy. Yeah, you must have a very healing energy. Like I said, your mental fortitude is so strong. Some of you could be even healers or coaches, professionally, angelic protection at the bottom of the deck. And yeah, protecting people's peace or protecting people's rights, and you're not bothered by people getting mad or doing all their mental gymnastics to prove their point. You stand firm on your ground, and with healing energy, I two things for sure. Your mother certainly had a strong healing energy, and I feel like that's what you also have. Yours must be more resilience and health energy based or mental plane based, I would say, while your mother's was more soft, fun, like coming from the heart center, being unique and standing up for yourself in that uniqueness. That's the strength that they have provided, or the relationship has provided to you, is what I'm receiving for this pile. So, pile number two, that's all that I have for you. I hope that this resonates in some way, shape, or form. Thank you so much for joining me in this reading. Do share your thoughts in the comment section below. Do share, like, and subscribe to the channel as it helps to grow the channel as well. Thank you so much for joining, and I hope to see you in future readings. Bye bye. Hi, pile number three. If you chose the sustainer card with the number 24, this is your reading. So 24 could be an important number, and the number 9 as well. We do have three tens here. So 10 or the month of October could be important for this pile, and number 9 as well, as I mentioned earlier. And number 9 is, oh, October does make sense. We have justice, so Libra season, and the tower card as well. So strong Mars energy. So that's interesting again because we have sister signs, Aries and Libra, the light and shadow of both signs. And so the cards here represent the characteristics of your mother or a mother-like figure. This represents the dynamics between the two of you, and with the tower, 10 of wheels, justice, and the page of wands, that represents the lessons. These cards represent lessons that you have learned. Again, 11 and 10, very 1 1 1. I wonder if you're seeing those numbers, or 11 11 a lot, because there's a very strong one energy here. So that could be true for you in your lifetime as well, but in general also you might be seeing that number a lot right now. So there could be very fresh and new beginnings occurring in your life. Anyway, moving to your reading, the characteristics with the 10 of Pentacles and 9 of Wands. This is a person who is driven by family, as in their family is their root, their support system, their teammates, basically. The team that they have to care for. They don't mind looking like crap, taking care of their family. They don't mind looking shabby, exhausted, etc. While while doing the work that takes care of the family. But there's also this energy with the 9 of Wands here, that this the world shouldn't know the wounds that this person has, because I do perceive that they have experienced. I mean, 9 of Wands is a wounded warrior energy, and the way it's represented here, sorry for misaligning this, but the way she is, hiding away with her umbrella. She's looking very nice. Her attire is very beautiful, very floral. The umbrella is also, I mean, I know it's very heritage based. So, yeah, maybe it is about heritage. It is about what they have learned with, within their upbringing and the society, that you cannot basically let everyone see what wounds you have sustained, because it can be used against you, is what I'm receiving. We do have 10 of wands also at the bottom of the deck. So this person definitely, the word that's coming to mind is cogwheel. So let me just check what that means. Yeah, so I got the analogy right. So with the cog wheel, how it's a gear wheel and it's an important part of some machinery, right? If it's a part of it, because it keeps things running, and it's behind the scenes. It's under the, facade, or whatever is being shown outside. So that's the effort it's putting in. The cog wheel has a lot of importance, most likely the importance in the sense that the sustainer that we have here. So it could be this energy that's keeping the family going, or keeping whatever the project is going. So that important vital part behind the scene, or behind the scenes, that keeps the thing going, that is the energy I'm getting. And this person doesn't mind doing all the hard work, or the dirty work, shall I say, because they are not, like I was mentioning in the beginning, they are not afraid of looking a certain way and unclean, etc., as long as it gets the job done. That is the energy that they have. And then of wands, we beneath that we have the magician. So this person makes use of all the resources they have at hand, come what may, and tries to create whatever is possible with the limited resources they have. But nine of wands does give me the energy, and especially the way this woman here is, that there is a fear of being exposed, or their wounds being exposed. And maybe that even leads to them not addressing it to themselves as well, because they want to keep projecting this happy family energy. And with the sustainer card representing the connection between the two of you, I feel like both of you have, the mother and the child, both of you have actually taken care of each other very strongly, to be honest. I mean, strong is an understatement, I would say. It's like a life mission energy is what I'm getting. Caring and molding each other, keeping each other safe, keeping each other intact is what I'm getting. So this could be physical intact energy, keeping your physical well-being in check, and the other way around could be keeping the child is keeping the mental health or emotional health of the person in check, or at least, you know whenever this person is exhausted, you are providing that soft energy of reminding them that their work is appreciated and it is bringing results. Because with the sustainer energy, it is also about how much energy is exhausted in maintaining things, and especially things that you need to keep a check on, as to is sustaining this or maintaining this actually creating greater or not. Because there's such a strong 10 of pentacles of family energy here. So wonder if, being restricted by that image of maintaining a family in a certain way and looking happy and jolly all the time, and not letting your wounds show up, or not letting the cracks within the family, I would say, or even like small arguments show up, trying to maintain a soft graceful image. How exhausting is it to maintain that? That's probably a question you must have asked, I believe, more than the mother here, to your mom, or it could be vice versa as well. But it's more likely that the pile that people that have chosen this pile have asked that question. And in terms of learning lessons, we literally have the Tower card, the Ten of Pentacles, the Justice or Justice card and Page of Wands. What I am receiving is that, the major thing that you have learned is anything can come and destroy the outside glamour, the outside extravaganza. But what you have learned is we have each other's back. Like you work as a strong unit together, especially family. And this is, of course, not a blanket statement for everybody, but it's more like it could very well be, people that you consider family, that you all have each other's back and you take care of each other. You may even have all, I mean, the family and the people who have chosen this pile, all of you might be very drawn to animals, and nature is definitely something that's strongly coming because we do have wands energy and also earth, strong earth energy, and it's rooted in earth essentially. So you must be quite close to nature. But anyway, moving forward, this major energy is here about, any false foundations, maybe even false connections with people who are supposed to be supporters. You recognize that there is no point maintaining that just for the heck of it, or just for things to, run smoothly. If it's destroying your peace, you have to end that cycle, that energy, or distance yourself from that connection. And with 10 of pentacles, it's a and justice, it's very strong protection energy, to be honest, that I am receiving. So many of you might be fiercely protective about your family, or those who you consider as family. And more than that, the major lesson here is taking care of each other, and especially in physical ways. Physical, so this could be health as well, not just monetarily, but definitely taking care of each other health wise, and making sure that everyone is taken care of, everyone is soothed, is relaxed. And the difference that I see is your mother must have focused more on earthly protection, while your focus is more on spiritual, psychic, and protecting the mind, protecting the energy field quite strongly. And with the Justice card, it's clear as day, you are balancing out things. I do perceive that there's more energy of action that you have learned, and taking action with these lessons, or this relationship rather, to take action and to not show your cards for sure. But with the justice, I feel it's like a balanced way that you have learned. You learned where to show the cards and where not to show the cards. And in fact, even when you're showing the cards, you're like, okay, I'll just give a peek, because it's necessary for you to transmute that energy, or sharing that information is necessary for you to gain more information about your next step. By that I mean, it's as simple as going to a therapist and sharing what is required so that you can overcome it. You still don't share all your cards, that's very clear, and very spiritual in nature, because the justice card here, my attention does go to this crystal like thing in her hand and the smoke coming out. So I wonder if many of you have your own spiritual practices and you resonate with working with the air element, or even fire and smoke. So it's like incense sticks, to cleanse the energy, or saging the place. So that's what, psychic protection and psychic clearing, clearing the mind space for sure, is very much a lesson you have learned with this connection. And with the Page of Wands combined with the Justice card, I do perceive that you will clear or cut rather roots that are not serving and not the right path to go forward, even if it means that you will have to give away on certain things that you enjoy, because you are basically not BSing anybody and you are very determined about starting afresh, especially starting from a place that holds true to you. Even though I mean, it is the Page of Wands, the look of determination in this Page of Wands is unmatched, I would say. and they seem like a very strong visionary. The feet, the way the feet has been placed, or the person is standing, is very firm. That doesn't feel, you know, loose or casual, to be honest. And that's what, because with the justice card, you have learned to cut crap, destroy BS with the tower card here, and start afresh. You're not afraid to start afresh, and that's one of the lessons you have learned here. Because I feel like you have learned with the sustainer card here how much or what, you know, intense form of work, actions, choices are required to get things running, and especially in long term, especially the long term. It's a marathon that you're preparing for, and you recognize that in this connection. And so you are willing to cut down or remove or eradicate what is it that is not serving. You will not give in to fancies or whims immediately. Even if you do, that's not a problem. You will remove that from your life if you recognize that it's not serving your truth, if you recognize it's not balanced, if you recognize that it's compromising on your mental and physical well-being. Especially, it's more mental and physical than emotional here. And we do have a, yeah, death card, we have eight of wands and ace of wands. So nine energy again is coming quite strongly, and maybe some of you are around a completion cycle, I wonder. But with the death card and eight of wands and ace of wands, you will do whatever it takes to remove and put an end to things that are not serving and move forward, even if it is exhausting AF. You know that that is truer for you, and it's a cleaner slate, sorry. And that's what you have learned with this relationship. You've learned to basically be sovereign in your thoughts, and certainly protecting your family very fiercely. So there's a fierce protection, and there's a softness and caring about the people within your family. There's a balance of both, and makes sense with the justice card here. It's, you know, both energies. But I would say it's more like, you know, psychic energy or like feminine energy that you use for protection. And your moves, your actions are probably lesser in frequency. I'm not saying lesser in general, like at a big scale, but it's like action wise, you will not let people in on what your action plan is. And maybe that's the thing you've learned from the wound that your mother must have had. It's that cunning fox energy, but in the light aspect of it, you are very good with what to share, what not to share, and you're certainly, it gives you the energy to be the leader that you actually are, and especially creatively. People might see you as immature, but the grounding of what you have is I mean, it's beyond words, because it's, you will remove what is not serving the highest good of you or the people that you care for, and you're fiercely determined about that. So people might see that you are cocky with the ace of wands here, but what I am receiving is that with this connection, the lessons that you have learned, this is a very grounded confidence that you have gained. Wow. So let's pull one last card for you as an angel guidance for pile number 3. We have yes. Oh wow. uh, I mean, wow, maybe you were in some questions, so I do perceive that that's a yes from your angels about certain, any question that you must have had, especially during this reading. And inner child healing. Wow. So you must be healing, like I said, with the sustainer energy, caring for this parent, basically your mother, so much so that you might have not had the fun childhood that you would have wanted, or being, you know, not being worried about the mistakes and failures could be something you did not experience as a child. And with inner child healing, I do perceive like that cycle is now coming to an end. You're learning to own up your mistakes and not be bothered what people think about it. Like I said, people might think you're cocky, but that's not true. You have learned a lot through your family, and especially with the tower card, I do perceive there must have been a lot of chaos growing up, a lot of aggressive energy, but you have learned to remove those external beauty glamour factors or anything. It's not necessarily glamour as to fashion glamour. It can be as simple as maintaining a grandeur, an image, or wanting people to look at you as something that's very grand, or something honorable, and you're like, F that crap. You're like, we shall take care of each other, and that's the only thing that is helping us grow. And so, because you must have taken that responsibility, and especially, like I said, more in that feminine energy, more that alchemy sort of energy, you may not have had the chance to experience life in its fullest in terms of not being worried about the mistakes you make. And I perceive that this yes is letting you know that that cycle is certainly ending. And additionally, of course, if it applies to a question that you must have had during the reading, the yes does apply to that as well. So, pile number 3, that is all that I have for you. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video. I hope that this was helpful in some way, shape, or form. Do share your thoughts in the comments section below, and like, share, and subscribe to the channel as it helps the channel to grow. Thank you so much for joining, and I hope to see you in future readings. Bye bye.